Yeah.
Keep on going.
Keep going.
Don't stop.
Don't stop believing.
Action. Hi guys.
I'm Tori.
So excited to see you guys. We just had a really exciting weekend. And first of all, we want to say that this video is 100% non-scripted.
Zero script. So we're going to talk to you guys about how to deal with disappointment. That's how you laugh.
Let's be honest, I'm so tired.
She just competed in Miss Florida last night. And
Yes.
so this is a post-pageant video. And how you feeling?
I'm good. I had 4 cookies, guys. And if you guys know me, I'm gluten-free and lactose-free. So they were.
The 4 cookies were after the entire pint of ice cream last night.
Oh, yeah. We wanted to talk about this topic really because a lot of people are messaging me, texting me, and seeing how I'm feeling just because I didn't win or wasn't in the top. But honestly, with dealing with disappointment, it's just growing through the experience. And whether it be a crazy pageant, or whether it be a breakup, or whether it be you didn't get a promotion, or God's not answering your prayer on time, it's so important that we focus on the big picture and we understand that God's got an incredible plan, a unique plan for each of us, and that the little thing that we thought was so big turns into something so tiny when we understand like God's huge plan. For me, winning Miss Florida seems so big, and still obviously it would be awesome to have a crown on my head, but you know what? God has bigger plans, and not necessarily bigger, but a different plan. A different plan. So
that was the same thing I went through. You know, going into Miss America, your full goal is to win, you know, and I came out of that having won so many amazing friendships and the experience of a lifetime, and there were so many winning moments for me for the rest of the year that made up for the fact, you know, that I didn't win, and just being able to have those kind of like aha moments of like, wow, you know, I'm in this moment now, and I wouldn't have had this if my prayer had have been answered.
Right.
And I think that's such a good thing. That sometimes we say, you know, God's not answering our prayers, but I mean, sometimes God's answer is just not what we're wanting to hear. You know, sometimes God's answer is no, maybe it's just not right now, or and that's just, it's not a fun thing, because of course we want our prayers to be answered, but He ultimately knows what's best for us.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And honestly, like what you just said something, and I was like, oh, that was so good, and I can't remember.
Guys,
sugar brain.
We're so tired.
Just growing through winning. Honestly, to see what the real win is. Like she said, she gained friendship. She gained the experience, and I quote this all the time. I probably said it through every video. Is we rejoice in our sufferings, because suffering produces perseverance, character, and character, hope. And it's true. When we're disappointed, and we're suffering, and we're going through this, and we're like, dang it, I wish I would have just won. You've already won. And one of our biggest themes with living victoriously is fighting from victory, not for victory. So through disappointment, just understand that you've already gained so much, whether it be character, a friendship, I don't know, whatever it is, just focus on the win.
Yeah, and we talk about too, you know, first off, confront it, you know, confront the disappointment and talk about it and get your feelings out there, but don't stay there. Don't nurture it. Don't
praise Jesus.
Yes, don't set up tent. You know, we go through the valley of death. We don't stay there. So don't set up tent and just walk through. Remember that this is not where it ends. It's something that you're just walking through. It's a season, and you will get to the other side, and there is hope for the morning, and His mercies are made new every single day.
So
and so when it comes to dealing with disappointment, I really do think it's having that kingdom focused mind and knowing that we only can understand the tip of the iceberg, and so our understanding is so small comparative to, you know, what God sees. You know, there's this huge thing underneath the surface that the intricacies of that we have no idea. You know, and even just like going through life with gratitude, I think really helps help you walk through disappointment. Is just realizing in how many ways has God answered the prayers, you know, that I've prayed, and really remembrance, because I think that we are so quick to forget His faithfulness, and
so quick.
Why are we like that?
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. Like we have 10 answered prayers, But we
Yeah.
only focus on the one that wasn't answered. It's
Yeah.
like, what in the world?
Yeah.
No, that's so good. And to really lower our standards and expectations for people.
Yeah.
Because I think that, first of all, it's not I think. People will always let you down.
Yeah.
Whether it be your parents, your best friend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, maybe you're a guy watching this. So honestly, let's lower expectations for people. People will always fail you, but the only person who will never fail you is Jesus.
Yeah.
It says he will never leave you. He will never forsake you. He sticks closer than a brother. And to really trust in him and his plan for your life, not for what someone else tells you what they think their plan for your life is.
Yeah.
And so really go in saying, you know what? These people are amazing. I absolutely love Tori, but I can't expect Tori to be a perfect friend for me. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
She can't fulfill all my needs. I can't go to her for just these longings inside of me that God's only supposed to fulfill. That's just not healthy. It's not okay.
Yeah.
And you will leave feeling disappointed.
Yeah. We were just at lunch talking about how God sometimes allows us to feel how fragile earthly love is because he wants us to experience how great his love is. And if we let our guard down, we let those walls down, he'll never leave us in that vulnerable state. He'll always pursue us. He'll always be right there. I talked on Sunday just about the prodigal son and how actually back in that, and if you put it in context, it was actually very against society for men to run because they would have to lift their garments and then their legs would show. And so...
Dare not show off them calves.
Yeah, don't show them. And so I say that to say the father saw his son, and even though the son felt so unworthy of that love, the father didn't care. He ran relentlessly to his son, and that's how God pursues us. It doesn't matter. He is not bound by society's standards. He's not bound by anything of this earthly world. He will pursue us. He'll run for us. And sometimes in the midst of our disappointment, we cling to him more than we would if everything was going right. And so in your disappointment, go to him. Let him embrace you. Let him love on you. And really just remember that all good gifts are from him. He doesn't give bad gifts. No. And so just clinging to that truth and realizing that in the midst of our disappointment, he's there. And he's not going anywhere. And he has great plans for your life and a purpose for your pain. And when you really have that vision for your future, it makes the small disappointments of the daily, the daily grind.
Not seem so.
Yeah, just so minuscule. Yeah. And I think that's that whole thing of just having a heavenly perspective. Francis Chan gave a great demonstration on this. He had a very long rope. And on the rope, it went all the way across the stage. And he had this little part at the end of the rope where the tape is, the black tape. And he goes, this is how much time we have on earth. This part of it. Yeah. And we get so concerned about all the little things that happen right here on this earth. And we aren't concerned at all about the rest of the rope that extends into, we can't even see the end of it. And that is what is eternity. And so if we focus more on that aspect of the rope versus this little tiny time that we're actually on this earth, then I think our perspective changes in the midst of these small disappointments.
Oh no, that's good. And it's like, to add on to that, it's the legacy that we're leaving behind. If we're so caught up and we're coddling that disappointment and we're staying there, like you said, don't stay there. There's a song, if you're going through hell, keep on going.
Keep going.
Don't stop. So run it. But for real, it's, don't coddle those emotions, because if you're sitting there nurturing pain and you're nurturing disappointment, guess what? You're going to stay there and you're going to be depressed. You're going to have anxiety. You're going to be on Xanax at some point. And I'm not saying this to upset anyone, but you need to make sure you nurture the good things. It says to focus on those things that are good, lovely, righteous, beautiful. Because then we can focus on those kingdom-minded things, like the legacy that we're leaving behind. What are we leaving behind for the generation behind us? What are we leaving behind for the kids? What are people going to say about us? Are they going to say, oh, she's a girl that, you know, she just went through a lot, so I just feel bad for her? Or are they going to say, no, she went for it. She fought from victory, and she pursued it. She smiled, and she had joy during disappointment. So let that be your testimony today. Let that be what people say about you. Get up, rise up, and pursue those things that God has put in your heart. Don't stay in disappointment, and just go for it. I think that's it. But you know what? We love you guys so much, seriously, and we have so many cool new topics to talk about. So thank you all who have been submitting your topics for us, and we would love to see you. We would love to come speak at your school or at your youth group. And now that the pageant's over, we are full-blown coming at for you.
We're coming at for you.
Coming at
for you.
2018 is going to be epic. And we have a few trips planned, so stay tuned. You guys like our letter? Subscribe below. Bye guys. Peace out.